Hello again. Here I'm ready to pull another split off of this root right here, and you can see I've got everything kind of blowing up. I have here, look at, I'm gonna leave that in there right now. I have 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm supposed to have 7. Did I miss one? Yeah, I did. Whoa! 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 strands that are pulled from the existing root, and then I have one strand here that's folded in half, kind of like we did in previous videos. So that's going to be a total of 8 strands, because once again all the roots end in a double twist, so I don't want to have 9 strands in there, or I'll have to have one that's 3. And it's hard to get my head in here, but hold on a second. So you can see where I'm adding this strand in. Oh, I have got it slid in there, right there. So I've got 4 strands, 4 strands here on the downside and 3 on the upside. And the idea for this one is going to be to have 2 strands in the middle, one of the existing strands here, and it just looks like the one that's, you know, best suited to go into the middle. And I'm going to try and add this strand that I'm adding in. I'm going to want to have it go into the middle on the lower count side, and then be the first strand covering the gap on the higher count side. And the other thing is, I got one of my rubber bands on here to keep the strands separated, so the high count strands are all kind of bound together, because it's really easy to let one of those strands slip into what you're doing on the lower count side, and then all of a sudden you've got a 9 strand split versus 8, and you're like, how did that strand get in there? And of course we want everything to we want the strand we're adding to go way onto the inside, so we're going to get in there with the pick and kind of push it as far as we can to the inside. Now there's 2 strands here that aren't bound up with the rest, because if I did that, I might have to bring them down, and I want them up, so they're not bound in there with the rest. So I'm slowly but surely going to work that strand in there, get it as deep as we can. And then I'm going to start moving this strand that's going to cross it over the top. So I'm going to try and pinch it in there. And then while I'm still holding it in there, get down underneath here and start moving these lower strands that are going to wrap around out of the way, and start bringing those around. And then we can see this strand right here. It's going to be one of the ones coming around. Here's our center strand, and the other center strand is pointed down yet. I can't mess with that. Now the tricky part is, I'm going to get in there and kind of try and hold that where I want it to stay with my thumb. Get my pick out of there and put it on the magnet so I don't lose the damn thing like I have in all the other videos. And pull this one around So it's crossing over that. And then we're going to go to the next one that's going to wrap around the two. Kind of get that one doing its thing. And then the next one. And now this bottom one here, I can't wrap around too far because I got to have room to tuck that one back up in there when I want to. So then we're going to take the next one, got to get that ready. So we're just slowly but surely starting to wrap around the one existing center strand. And get these guys, just get them started a little bit. Try and keep them all in order. Okay, now I'm going to bend all those out just a little bit because I need room to figure out what strands we're going to use to fill the gap on the high count side. So, get in here with my finger. It looks like use my fingernail to grab this one. It's caught up in the rubber band, so we got to kind of pull it out, straighten it back out. And then we want to bring that one up tight around there. And which one is going to be next? I think I need one more, at least. And I think it's going to be this one right here. And who's going to be next? Is it going to be one of the outside strands here? Ooh, that doesn't look like it's going to work. Do I really want to use this one? Or could I use this one? I don't really have a good choice. I know it's definitely not the one right. This one here, that's just too close to the other one. It's going to look funny. It won't go the way I want. Maybe pinch these together. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. And then I'm going to take one of the outside ones, bend those up. And then we're going to look for the next outside one and the next outside one. And now we can come back to this other side. And then maybe we'll get in there with the pick a little bit. And I'll shove that pick in there because I just want to put a little bend on that one. So hopefully close that gap a little bit better. Bring that next one over, next one over. Start to curve them around the bottom a little bit. And now I think it's time to try and bring in that second inner strand. And we can tell which one it is by wiggling them until we find the one that wiggles that. And then I'm going to hold it up here, so hopefully it doesn't move around too much. And just kind of bend it up and over. Tuck it into that one. And then maybe even just give them a real slight twist. So there, I got the two center strands together, and now we can continue on. I think it's time to slide this a little over here. And then we can force this one way over. Bring it around. So we got that nice pattern we're looking for. And then we check and make sure this one is the one we want. We didn't get our order mixed up. Gotta bring that one around. Have it land on top there. And bring this one around. Bring that one around. And you can see we're starting to get a good split here. Okay, now we kind of need those out of the way because we want to work on the other side, but maybe just for the heck of it we'll get in here with our small non-marring pliers. Just tighten this up a little bit. And then maybe even get in here with our itty bitty bent pliers. That will mar if we're not careful. You can see I flattened that one out a little bit. Try and not mess the wire up as much as possible, but it's pretty hard, it's soft. And then we're going to take that rubber band off now. And we're going to keep bringing these outside ones around. We'll get under, ooh, those glasses are getting warm. Make sure we got our order right. Looks pretty good. Up off the knees. Somebody's calling. That's probably just one of those robocalls. I got one of those robocalls the other day that was in Chinese. At least I think it was Chinese, kind of sounded like it. I thought that was a little strange. Okay. Well, these are looking a little too loose. I want to tighten them up a little bit. Do the tighten up. Yeah, now I got a heck of a mess here. I'm actually going to peel some of these back. Let's not mess up the order. I think that's right. I got some of these from these other roots that are in the way. Stuff's always in the way. Oops. This happens a lot too. They get caught up there in the foliage. Now we're just gonna kind of try to get these guys in order. That's the one I wanted to really get right there. We'll kind of mash them around a little bit to tighten up. Okay, and now we're going to get in there with the pick again, because it's really hard to, you gotta have something to hold that back, so you have leverage to get that little bend in there that's going to close up that gap, or hopefully close up that gap. Go to the next one. Do the same thing. Uh-oh. What happened to my order? What we got here? It's really easy to get your order messed up. I think I'm going to have to look from the bottom. Oh, and now my power cord's pulling out the glasses funny. Okay, it looks like this one is the first one. Really doesn't look like it from this side though. Now you can see we gotta get these a little more in order, or change the angle on them a little bit. And start bringing them up again. That one, gotta get that nice little curve in there. This one's out of order. You're out of order. Whoa. Ooh, that's starting to look pretty good. Can we keep it looking good? Okay, doesn't look too bad. It's looking pretty good so far. And we'll get in here with our big non-marring pliers. Let's start Getting everybody a little closer together. And another thing, when I'm doing these, adding in strands and stuff, I had Mark asking me a couple of questions, and I really don't want to imply like there's one way I do it all the time. It's you kind of got to look and let the wire tell you what to do. There's just no really set way of no bulletproof way of doing it that's going to work every time. And you can see, and this might change as I mash these together. I'm starting to get up here on my time limit. I can feel the glasses getting pretty hot. But what's probably going to happen is, you can see there's the strand I added right in there, and it's going into the center of this. And hopefully I'm going to keep it on the inside. You can see it right there. It's just starting to curve to the inside, and it looks like I got the two strands on each side of it, both riding on top. And I think it might stay that way. I'm not 100% sure. It might pop back out once I start really twisting these up. But once you get to this point, I mean, there have been times where I'll start, so get these a little tighter. Yeah, that looks about as good as you're gonna get it. And when I tighten this one up a little more, hopefully that little bitty gap there will kind of spin around towards the bottom. But basically what's going to happen now is I'm going to get this on here, my piece of dog leash here, and I'm going to get in there with my channel locks. And try and tighten up this side a little bit, get that nice and tight there, like I like to do. Not much room here, and we just kind of go about this slowly. And many times I might do this 3 or 4 times. I'll get the wrap on there and hit it with the channel locks, and there's not even really room to do the bouncy here. It's just real tight, so I'll just go at it slow and kind of try and pinch it from different angles, and even sometimes just get in there with my fingers and use my other fingers to kind of do the mash around, we'll call that maybe. Now I got room to do a little bouncy. And if it looks like your root is starting to flatten out in the direction you don't want, you just get in there with your non-marring pliers. Oh, I'm hooked. You guys probably hate all those sounds. Not much I can do about that. Okay, now that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to stop shooting video at this point and get ready to put the wrap on there. It's really hard to get the plastic wrap on there when I'm using these video glasses, because I can't see very good. But I'm going to go ahead and get in here and tighten this guy up a little more. Yeah, see how that gap is starting to spin around towards the bottom? Not looking too bad. So I'll just kind of bounce back and forth on them, tightening both of these up. And once I get them to a point where they look good enough, like this wire here, I want to mash in there a little bit. Maybe it'd be better to use this pliers. Mash them in there a little bit more. So that split turned out better than the last one I tried the video. I really don't even need to tighten this up too much more. Just mash it around a little bit more. Maybe get these guys out of the way so I can get my wrap around there, but there you go. That one turned out was a lot easier than the last one. So hopefully maybe yours will go easy next time. Talk to you soon.